And welcome back. It's a really windy Wednesday afternoon here, coming from the northeast, I believe it is. But yeah, the lake's all whipped up like froth. And anyway, I think I saw a piglet blowing by there. With anyhow, I've got the lift all cleaned up and most of the tools put away. I've got the fuel IV hooked up to the carburetors and battery hooked up. So I've checked all the fluid levels. I've added a little extra oil in the oil tank. I've just got that at the low end of the dipstick right now, so I know it has oil there for sure, for the engine to draw. But just in case there's too much oil in the engine and it pumps it back in the tank, I don't want it to overfill the tank. But I really don't think it'll do that. But anyway, I'm going to try to start this up. And as I always say, I have no idea what is going to actually happen here, because this is the first start. It's electronic ignition. And when you set up an electronic ignition, that first start is really only a guess. You have to dial it in with the strobe light once you get it all hooked up and running, but it has to be running for that first. So getting these up and running the first time on electronic ignition can be a little bit trickier than getting them up and running when they run standard ignition. Because standard ignition, you can just set it and you know it's set right. With electronics, it's in the ballpark, but it's never perfect. So fuel's on. I'm going to prime the carburetors. That will prime pretty easy. Check this one. Yeah, that one's primed. Okay. Wipe off that extra fuel there. Never hurts, especially on that first initial startup. But okay. This is the moment of truth. Let's get the ignition on. And make sure the ignition's on. Yeah, okay. So let's give her a whack and see what happens. You never know. don't know if you could hear me or not, but we were getting good oil flow back to the tank. That's a really good sign. The oil light, which comes on when you have no oil pressure, had gone out. The ammeter was showing a good charge, so so far so good. I'm just going to take a screwdriver now and adjust that pickup plate on the electronic ignition, try to get that dialed in a little better. And but yeah, the engine sounds really nice. And anyway, I'm going to open the door a crack, let a little bit of these fumes out. Don't like the idea of passing out in here, but there's really hardly any smoke. I'll pan the camera around so you can see. I don't see much in the way of smoke, but you can smell the exhaust, so it's never a good idea to breathe in too much of that stuff. So anyway, that wasn't too bad for a first start. Okay, got that all set up. Anyway, the fuel's open again. I've set the ignition timing. I've adjusted the carburetors. So let's give her another little swing of the pedal here, and you can hear what it sounds like. I'm really happy with the way that starts and sounds. Take a little walk around here. That engine sounds really good. The exhaust note sounds really nice. It's good, it's not too loud. Even for inside the building here, that's looking good. I hope you can see that. It's got a really good oil flow going back into the tank. The lights off, meaning that we have oil pressure. And we're up, we got a good charge going on there. Even the tachometer is working, so I think Scott and Alex will be pretty happy with that. So, meanwhile, I've got a few other little odds and ends to do. I need to order up some new air filters for it. I'll put the covers back on the timing side and on the primary side. And I'll get the side covers on there, of course. And the gas tank still needs to be cleaned out, but that's not going to be very hard to do. I just put some old motor oil in it to keep it from rusting, so I'll get that out of there. And anyway, it should be good to go, so I'll finish that up, and I think the boys ought to be happy with that. So thanks for watching. Be good to each other. We'll see you next time.